Buying a house for the first time, or you haven't bought in a long time? Well, today I'm going to be going over the steps of exactly how to do it. Let's get to it. Hi, my name is Josh Neudecker, and if you're new to my channel, I teach people how to buy, sell, invest, and even grow in real estate. And I've been getting a lot of questions on exactly how do you go through the buying process, where do I get started, what do I do? So this is exactly what I made this video for. So step number one is to get a pre-approval. Now the worst thing that you can do is start looking at homes and then the absolute perfect one comes up and then you want to buy it, but you don't have the pre-approval in hand, and the seller's like, oh man, we'd love to, work with you, but unfortunately, you've got no proof that you can afford this house. So, especially in this crazy market where you've got all these offers coming in houses, you just have to have a pre-approval. You just have to. So moving on beyond that is getting on a home search. Now, if you're not on a home search with a real estate agent, you can really be hurting yourself, because if you're simply looking online and doing all of the searching yourself, then you're going to miss out on things, because sometimes that information can be delayed, it can be outdated, and what a real estate agent sends you should be as up to date as possible. So make sure they've got you on the setting where the moment that another real estate agent inputs it into the local multiple listing service, which real estate agents use, it will be sent directly to your email. That way you don't miss out, because right now with this crazy hot market, especially with my market here in the Columbus, Ohio area, it is just crazy. And if you don't hop on it within a day, things can be gone. So moving on beyond that, let's say you finally find your house. Awesome. You put in an offer on it. Great. The real estate agent will tell you exactly all the fun stuff about that. But the next thing that will pop up is inspection. Now, inspection is highly, highly recommended. And don't just get, my Uncle Jimmy or Uncle Tommy or whatever to come out there, because I've seen people do that. They're like, oh no, my dad, he's really smart. He's whatever. And let me tell you, they miss things. Maybe if your dad happens to be an actual inspector, then yeah, go for it. But I highly recommend getting an actual professional. I know it's going to cost a few $100s, but it is worth it, because it can cost you thousands of dollars if you move in there and then you find out the house is sinking into the ground, and then that's your problem. It's no longer the seller's problem, it is your problem. So highly recommend getting an inspection. And then after the inspection, you've got a remedy period. Now this is where you find this long list of stuff wrong with the house, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I can fix some of these things, but I want the seller to take care of this. You write up this request to remedy. At least that's what it's called here in Ohio. It could be different in other markets and other states. So, just letting you know, you need to check with your local real estate agent. But here in Ohio, the way it works is we have a request for remedy, and you write up this request, and then you send it over to the seller. The seller can look over that and say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to do some of these big things, but some of these little things, come on, you can take care of it on your own. But the two different parties, the buyer and the seller, they go back and forth for typically just a few days until there's an agreement made. And once an agreement is made, then you just move on. Awesome. But some other things can happen where, the seller's like, hey, I don't want to do any of this stuff. But if you guys cannot come to an agreement, the contract is dead. So, that's a fun little period of time. And once you get over that, you get to move on to appraisal. Now, typically, the appraisal does take place after the inspection and remedy period is taken care of. But the appraisal is basically where an appraiser comes in, and that is literally their only job, is to look at a home and determine the price of the home. So you can come in on a house that's $200,000, and you can be like, man, I really want this house. I'm gonna give them $300,000. Heck with it, let's go. And if you know, if it really doesn't matter, because the appraiser is going to come in there, they represent the bank, and unless you're paying in cash, then you would just be giving up that full amount. But if you are borrowing that money from a bank, the bank's going to come in there and they're going to be like, don't think we want to actually pay this much money for this house when it's not worth it. So that's something to keep in mind, that an appraiser is going to come in and make sure that even though you could have this crazy high offer, it may not matter. So that's about all there is there. Once you get over that appraisal step, you do a pre-closing walkthrough. So remember that list I was talking about that you requested and you both parties agreed to? Well, you want to go in before the closing and make sure that the seller actually did these things. So go in there, take a look at the house, make sure everything is how you thought it was, and they didn't reveal some crazy things under the mats or something like that. But once you give the okay on that, then the last step you've got is closing. And really, that's as simple as that. I mean, you've made it to the end. So if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you've got any questions, I would be happy to answer them, so leave a comment. And if you want future videos on the real estate market, on, like I said, how to buy, sell, invest, and grow in real estate, then go ahead and give me a subscribe. I'll see you in future videos. Have a good one. Bye-bye.